All right, so the first thing we need to do is put in payment numbers. I don't want to type all the way to 60, but as soon as you do the first couple, Excel can replicate it for you. So if you highlight several of them, if you've just done the 0, it will copy the 0 the whole way. So you need to do a couple. And you get that little plus sign on the bottom right-hand corner. You can drag it down. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a little number that's popping up that's telling me how far I've gotten so that I get the full 60 rows. Okay. Next, I don't actually make a payment amount at the beginning, but this is where I'm going to put in the original amount of the loan, which is $20,000. Okay. Now the payment that we calculated was $359.37. I'm going to have Excel copy that all the way down as well. Okay. All right, so now I'm to the interesting portion of the program. We do this column by column. For the third column, it will be equal to the previous balance, so the outstanding balance of the previous row, times whatever your interest rate was. Our interest rate was 0.03 divided by 12, so 0.03 divided by 12. Okay. The amount to principal is equal to the total amount of your payment minus however much you put to interest. And then the outstanding balance is equal to your previous outstanding balance minus the amount you just paid to principal. Okay. All right, once we have our first row taken care of, I'm going to highlight those three numbers I just did and fill down. Oh, I see. Better. I'm going to highlight the three numbers I just did and fill all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Now, a couple things. First of all, those don't look like dollar amounts at all. So I'm going to select everything in my table that should have been a dollar amount and tell Excel to make it a currency instead. It just rounded appropriately the entire table. Now, go to the last row. It did not zero out. It needs to zero out, namely it needs to say that you have paid off your loan. So we are going to completely erase the bottom row by clearing the contents and fill it in ourselves. The amount to principal should equal the entire amount you still owe on the loan. Okay. The amount to interest should equal the amount you still owe times your interest rate. And then we're reverse engineering the payment amount. The payment should be how much you had to pay to principal plus how much you had to pay to interest. Notice it's a little bit higher. In fact, it's exactly 25 cents higher because that was the discrepancy before. And then our outstanding balance is once again the previous balance minus the amount to principal, and it's zeroed out. So it just means that because of rounding earlier in the problem, your last payment has to be 25 cents more than your previous payments. You can also, if you select everything in the payment column and drag it down a little bit, you can tell Excel to sum this up. Okay. That is how much you ended up actually paying. So you ended up paying $1,562.45 to interest above the actual amount of the loan.